You know that one part of a gaming PC that costs a fortune? The graphics card. Well, what if you didn't need one? Today we're taking on a huge challenge. Can a brand new game run, and run well, without the most expensive component in the whole build?
And we're not talking about some old, easy-to-run game here. We're talking a brand new, graphically demanding, super competitive online shooter. So, can you actually get a smooth, playable experience using only the graphics that are built right into the computer's main processor? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Let's dive in and find out.
All right, so first things first. Every good experiment needs some ground rules. Let's lay out exactly what we're trying to do here, what we're playing, and what counts as a success. So, the game is the brand new Battlefield 6 beta. And look, we're not just aiming for it runs. No way. The goal is a rock-solid, stable 60 frames per second. Because, you know, in a competitive game like that, that's the gold standard. Anything less and you're toast. Okay, so how is this even possible? You can't just grab any old processor off the shelf. To even attempt something like this, you need a very special piece of hardware at the heart of it all. You need an APU.
So what the heck is an APU? Well, it stands for Accelerated Processing Unit. But the easy way to think of it is a CPU and a GPU squished together onto one single chip. It's the computer's brain and its graphics powerhouse all in one tidy package. This is the secret sauce that makes this whole experiment work.
And for this test, the star of the show is the AMD Ryzen 7 8700G. This thing is packing some really capable 780M graphics baked right in. We've also paired it with 32 gigs of super fast DDR5 RAM, and that speed is so important because this little chip doesn't have its own video memory. It has to borrow from the main system RAM. So faster RAM means better graphics performance. Simple as that.
Okay, the PC is ready to go. The goal is set. It is time for the moment of truth. Let's fire this game up, crank all the settings down to low, and see what this little machine can do right out of the gate.
And oof, the first result is, well, it's not great. At native 1080p resolution, even with the lowest possible settings, we're landing somewhere between 35 and 45 frames per second. Now, don't get me wrong, for integrated graphics, that is actually amazing, but it's just not that 60 FPS we're chasing.
And you can really feel that difference. It's not just a number on a chart. The gameplay was described as feeling pretty jarring when things got crazy on screen. And in a game as fast as Battlefield, that kind of stuttering is the difference between winning and losing a firefight.
So it looks like we've hit a wall, right? Well, not so fast. What if there was a way to get more performance for free just by flipping a single switch in the settings? It's time to talk about our ace in the hole, a technology called FSR. FSR stands for Fidelity FX Super Resolution, and honestly, it is kind of like magic. Here's the simple version. The game draws a smaller, lower resolution picture inside the machine, which is way less work for our APU. Then a really clever algorithm instantly blows that picture up to fill your full-size screen, intelligently filling in the gaps as it goes. The result? A huge jump in frame rate. It's brilliant.
All right, so with FSR enabled, we ran the whole test one more time. Was this the magic bullet we needed? Was this going to be enough to get us over that 60 FPS finish line?
And, wow. Just look at this. The results speak for themselves. Before, we were stuck down in that 30 to 40 FPS range. But now, with FSR set to performance mode, boom, we shot right up and hit our 60 FPS target.
There it is. A solid, stable 60 frames per second. Goal achieved. I mean, let that sink in for a second. This is a brand new AAA blockbuster hitting the competitive benchmark with no dedicated graphics card. That's just wild.
Now you might be wondering, why the performance preset specifically? Well, it really turned out to be the Goldilocks setting. The balanced mode was close, but just not quite fast enough. And ultra performance, well, it didn't really give us more frames, but it definitely made the game look a lot blurrier. Performance was that perfect sweet spot. It got us to 60, and it gave us a much more consistent, stable experience with fewer of those annoying dips. And the actual feel of playing the game matched the numbers. The gameplay was described as pretty smooth, even when there was pure chaos happening all over the place. Explosions, smoke, the whole shebang. So this wasn't just a win on paper. It was a genuinely fun, playable experience. So, mission accomplished. We hit the target. But what does this all actually mean? Let's zoom out and think about the big picture here for the future of PC gaming.
This whole experiment leaves us with 3 huge takeaways. 1. Hats off to the developers because Battlefield 6 seems to be optimized really well.
2, you should not sleep on modern APUs. They are shockingly powerful. And 3, technology like FSR isn't just a gimmick. It is an absolute game changer, especially if you're building a PC on a budget.
And all of this leads to one massive question. If integrated graphics, combined with smart software, can pull this off today, are we getting closer to a future where you don't actually need a super expensive, power-hungry graphics card for a great PC gaming experience? It's definitely something to think about. That's all for this explainer.